Alright YouTube, what is going on? Hightower 5000 here. Today bringing you another quest guide. Today's quest is Mourning's End Part 1. I can start this quest by speaking to a Lund found in Isafdar. The requirements for this quest are that you must have completed the Roving Elves quest. There's a link for that quest guide in the description below. I must have also completed the Sheep Herder quest and Big Chompy Bird Hunting. I must also have level 50 Thieving and level 60 range. Boosts are not possible for them two levels. Item requirements for this quest are an orge bellows, which after this clip I'll show you how to obtain, a bucket of water, 2 pieces of silk, 2 toad crunchies, around 10 feathers, a piece of leather, a magic log. You'll also require some food, as you will be killing some NPCs. I'd recommend bringing some super restore potions just because your stats will get drained. I've also got an anti-poison with me and a cardamom and brew. That's not required, but I'd recommend bringing an anti-poison. You'll also require yellow, blue and red dye, however these can be obtained during the quest. You will also require around 15 coal, which will also obtain later on in the quest. Right, so to obtain an orge bellows, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to head to the location where Big Chompy Bird Hunting is located. That is in the northeastern region of the Feldip Hills, just to the south of Yanel and to the north of Ogolog. What you're going to do is once you locate a person called Rats, I believe his name is, you're going to want to go into the cave roundabout where he is located, just to the north of him. Then in the northwestern corner, what you're going to want to do is there should be a chest. You need to push the rock off the top of that and then search the chest and you should find the item. Alright, so to get to the quest start location, what I would recommend doing is teleporting out here to the Tarawina lodestone and then following me on screen or the map. If you have not unlocked this lodestone, then what you're going to want to do is go to a port and charter a ship out to Port Tyras and then follow the map from there. Right, so once you are here, you're going to want to talk to a Lund. Make sure you have 1 free inventory space as she will be giving you an item. Right, so basically what you're going to want to do is just skip through all this. There's nothing really important. What you're going to want to say here is, yes, should I go see him now? And then basically if you hit that option, she will teleport you out into the city of Lletya. This will be your first time here, I imagine, as this is the quest that unlocks the city. She's now also handed you a crystal which basically allows you to teleport back here. This has 4 teleports. This can be recharged by talking to a Lund for a small fee, however it will only be recharged with 3 charges. Alright, so once you finish talking to a Lund, you're now going to want to speak to Arwen, I think it's pronounced. It's basically just some wee general small talk at the start, but basically what this person's going to end up telling you is that you're going to have to go kill a Mourner to get basically their outfit. Once we skip through all this, there's not really much important to read, just because, I mean, this quest is a very long quest and we want to get through it as fast as possible. So now that we've got that complete, we're now going to head to this location on the map, which is the entrance to the pass into this location. Fastest way to teleport to this location is probably from the Ardung teleport and then running east. Right, so this is roughly where we're going to be going to, just at the start of the pass over into Tarawin. As I said, to get here, it's the fastest method. There's also the Gome Tree Stronghold if you want to use the trees, or the Fair Ring teleports. There's also Eagle Peak's Lodestone, which I might use myself. Now make sure for this part that you have about 7 free inventory spaces and you have some food and your restores and anti-poisons. Alright, so once you have finally arrived at the gate to the mountain range, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to enter Huge Gate if there is no Mourners around about here to kill. From here, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to head down this path here past the red spiders, and sometimes there's also wolves here. There's a Mourner. Now I'm going to attack him with range here. What he's going to do as soon as you start to attack him is he's going to reduce your stats. He should be reducing my stats anyway if I'm attacking the right Mourner, down all to 20. I'm not at all sure if he's going to or if this is the right Mourner. And then basically what's that is going to do... Oh, right, fair enough. I do apologise about that. I heard that basically he is supposed to reduce your stats down to 20 and your hit points down to 20 as well. However, that hasn't seemed to have happened. That's why the food and the restores are there. If that does happen to you, or if you're on old school, this will happen. This must have been a recent update. So what you're going to want to take here is everything minus the bones. You don't have to take the bones. However, I'm just going to pick everything up here. Now, as you can see here, basically we've got Mourner boots, a bloody Mourner's top, we've got Mourner's gloves, we've got Mourner's trousers, we've got a gas mask, we've also got this Mourner's cloak, and we should also have this Mourner's letter. This Mourner's letter isn't going to come in handy right now, but we'll need it later on in the quest. So now that we've managed to get our Mourner's kit, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to teleport back to Lletya by activating the teleport crystal. And you will now arrive back in the city. Right, okay, so now that you have returned to Lletya, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to come in to the clothes shop. Make sure that you have 2 pieces of silk and a piece of bear fur on you. I didn't have my bear fur in my inventory, so I quickly had to rebank. Go talk to Erwin. Basically, can I help you? You're going to want to choose option number 3. I need to mend my trousers, basically. And then you're going to skip through this. Now she's going to take that off you. And then you have to wait around a minute until you get your trousers back, which is unfortunate. So go away, go to the bank. Right, okay, so after about a minute your trousers should be ready and they'll be placed back into your inventory. Alright, so now we're going to need to head to Taverley. We need to clear this bloody Mourner's top. So best way to get to Taverley is to use teleport the lodestone, and you're going to want to go and find someone who is down by the river washing their clothes. We've also got everything now else like in the equipment that's clear, so you can actually wear this to save inventory space if you want. However, right now I would recommend banking. I'm going to take off my combat gear in a second, and you can get rid of some of your food and brews if you've not done so already. Right, okay, so after you come into Taverley and cross the bridge, you're going to want to find this person here called Tijid. And you're going to talk to the person, so you're doing laundry. And basically what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to try and take this person's soap, but they're going to refuse. So what the best thing is to do is just search the laundry basket, and then you're just going to want to steal the bar of soap. Then use this bar of soap on the bloody top, and there you go, you have a clean top. That'll also require a bucket of water as well. Now we're going to have to teleport out to Ardung. Okay, so once you've teleported to Ardung, I've used the lodestone. There's also a bank here in case you have not used the one in Lletya or in Taverley. Basically what you're going to want to withdraw is you're going to want to withdraw all your dyes and coal. I've got my coal in a coal bag to save inventory space. Now you might already have actually had your dyes in your inventory if you bought them in Lletya. Now you're going to want to head from Western Ardung into Eastern Ardung by following this route. Now make sure that you equip all of the Mourning clothing, unless you'll not be able to get into the city or the part in the city where we're going to. Make sure you have all other rings, armor, anything else. It's just the armor that we collected you're going to want to be wearing to get into here. If you do not have just the armor, then you will not be able to enter this room here. Basically we're going to go downstairs through this door here, down the trap door. Now once you're down here, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to run in a southerly direction and into this room here. And then you're going to want to speak to the head Mourner. Now basically you're going to give over your letter which you got from the Mourner, and he's going to welcome you in. Just skip through all this. I'm just going to go no. Doesn't really matter what option you choose there. Right, so we've got the dyes. Basically there's some sort of like farmers are thinking there's a famine, but we're just basically dyeing them. You can read it into it if you want. So now that I've got the key, basically what I'm going to want to do now is I'm going to want to head next door. I'm going to want to open this door with the key. And now we're going to want to talk to this gnome. Hello, will you help me fix this error thing? I'm not helping you fix that as it caused enough trouble. Your friends have already tried to torture in the book. Alright, so you can skip through some of this for now. Right, so this is the bit where the feathers and the toad crunchies are going to come in handy. So you're going to want to choose option 3. It's going to be toad crunchies and being tickled. Oops, I mean no. So basically he's admitting to the torture methods that you can really get him with. And then what you're going to want to do is you're going to use the feathers on the person. You tickle the gnome's feet, stop, oh no, yada yada yada. And basically he's going to start to own up to something. Now you're going to want to use these toad crunchies. Make sure you do not eat them onto the gnome as well. And then he's going to cave in, and then he's going to fix your thing for you. Right, okay, so now we talk to him again, and then basically he's going to ask you for the log and the leather, stuff like that. Now you're going to want to release him from this rack. Right, so the gnome's going to take some of your toad crunchies, your broken parts, your magic log, and your piece of leather, and he is going to fix up a launcher for you. Now for some reason when I did this, the gnome disappeared, so I had to relog in and out, and then he appeared again. Right, okay, so once you've waited the select amount of time, roughly about 30 seconds, re-talk to the gnome and he should hopefully give you the device back. As you can see here, this is the fixed device which you can wield. Alright, so now that you have got your fixed device, what you're going to want to do is come down here to the Felled Up Hills where we originally got this org bellows. Best way to get here is probably by using the Yannel or the Ogalog lodestones. You're going to want to run just north of the gnome glider or on the map shown, or around about the map shown anyway, around about this area of water. Now what you're going to want to do is we're going to want to get coloured toads of all the colours, so green, red, blue and yellow. How to do this is what you're going to do is use the dye on the org bellows. It now puts yellow dye into it, so when you suck up a toad, the toad becomes yellow, as you can see here. Come here, toadie. And now that produces a yellow toad. So that's me got 2 yellow toads. You want to get 2 of all the colours. It's just in case you miss one. You can get away with using 1, but obviously if you land up missing with a toad later on in this quest, then you'll have to come back down here, and it's just a lot more effort. So I would recommend just getting an extra 1 just in case. Right, one thing to note out for, you need to watch out for these aggressive orgs here. The majority of them are aggressive around here, and if you're a low level you might take a significant amount of damage. So if you are low level, then I recommend taking some food. I would also recommend standing at the north of this swamp. This is the more safer area anyway, as you will not get hit by orgs. However, you might need to wait for some toads to respawn. Now once that you have got a full inventory, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to head back up to Ardung's north bank. Best way to get back up to there is by using the Ardung teleport again. Alright, so once you've arrived back in northern Ardung, I used the Ardung lodestone to get here. However, you can also use the Ardung teleport and then run to the north of the city. What you're going to want to do is locate these red, poor looking sheep. Now for this, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be using red toads on red sheep, blue toads on blue sheep, and so on and so forth. So what I'm going to do is use the red toad, I'm going to use it on the fixed device. That's going to put one into the chamber. I'm now going to equip this. That's wield, which is the second option actually, so you need to watch out for that. Now you want to go to your worn equipment tab and you're going to hit fire. This is going to bring up this option here. Basically you've got to move this around and control it, and you've got to lock onto a sheep. Now sheep do move quite fast, so you got to sort of wait until one of them come into your line of sight and then hit the fire button in the middle. This is why you brought an extra one, just in case something went wrong or you miss. Anyway, there we go. So I managed to actually take that sheep first time, which is a bit of a surprise there. And now that's actually going to put dye over all the other sheep as well. Don't know how that works, but we're lucky enough to get them red sheep done. So now what you're going to do from here the red sheep is you're going to move north and you're going to find the green sheep up here. So we're going to do the same again. You'll have to unequip the fixed device. You're then going to have to put a green toad into the chamber. You're going to very quickly right click wield. You're then going to go to your equipment, fire, and hopefully this one will be a bit easier actually because they're up against a fence. It's easier when they're up against something. This one looks nicely trapped in the corner here for me to go and get the shot. There we go. Hit you there. And that's the green one's done. Quite easy. Now we're going to head northwest a bit, just to the south of the Fishing Guild entrance, and you'll see these are yellow. They're not really yellow, but they will be yellow in a minute. So what we're going to do again is remove, use the yellow toad and put it in the chamber. Now you're going to wield, and then we're going to right click and fire. Again, this one's actually saying salt. Sometimes this can be really difficult. If you remember the sheep herder quest, that quest is one of the most frustrating quests I've ever done on this game. The sheep just have minds of their own. However, actually they do seem to be a wee bit tame actually for doing this part. So this part I thought would be a lot more difficult, but it doesn't seem to be too difficult. Anyway, once you've managed to get them yellow sheep, you're going to want to run directly west. And there should be some blue sheep just over the hill here. Here we are. So you're going to want to run past the warrior woman. Again, remove, use, load up, wield it, and then fire again. Hopefully we'll get a shot this time. Not at all sure why we didn't get the shot last time. Right. And there we go, that has us got the sheep dyed blue as well. So now from here what we're going to do is we're going to want to head back into Eastern Ardung, and we're going to want to head back to the Mourning leader. Okay, so now once you have finally arrived back to the location of the head Mourner, you're going to want to talk to him, and then he's basically going to say, have you finished your task that I set you, which was the sheep, and we will say yes. And now basically we need to go and infect some more citizens with something. So what we're going to want to do now is talk to him. Once we finish talking to him, we're going to want to go upstairs and we're going to go find the rotten apple. I'm pretty sure this was used in either the start of the series. So it must have been Plague City or Biohazard. And basically we're going to take it into the other side of the city in Eastern Ardung. Once we find it. Now, location of this rotten apple should just be up here. Not that difficult to find. There it is right there. Well, we are about to deal with a lot of rotten apples. So now that we've got it, what we're going to want to do is run back into the east of the city. Round about where the log agility shortcut is. Quite close to the bank actually. So you might actually be faster teleporting to the lodestone. However, I'm just going to run over there in case people do not have the lodestone activated. So just follow this route. Right, okay, so this is the building that you're going to want to come into here, right beside the river, right beside the agility shortcut. I'm going to open the door, I'm going to come in here, I'm going to talk to Elena. Hello again, Elena, and basically she is just going to go through like all the previous stuff in the quest series to do with her. So she's going to go over Plague City, Biohazard a bit, all that sort of stuff, so we can skip through that. Right, okay, so once you finish talking to her the first time, I'm just going to take off my gas mask here. You're then going to talk to Elena again, and then basically you're going to give her a rotten apple. Now, because she knows stuff about toxins, she's going to take it, and again we're going to have to wait for about a minute, 30 seconds to a minute anyway. At this stage, if you've not already withdrawn your coal, then make sure you go get some coal, around about 15, all depends on how well you are at keeping sort of a needle in a certain area. It's not too difficult. There will also be a nearby bank of Falador and Draenor. However, it's ideal if you just bring enough coal and get away with it straight away. Coal bag, fill it up to the maximum if you can. You can also get rid of your toads, as we'll not be using these again. Also your toad crunchies and the feathers. And this orge bellows. The key is also no use. Alright, so after a minute of just pottering around, gonna go back and talk to Elena again, and she's gonna say that I've managed to isolate some small sample of the toxin. So basically we now need to go and do some stuff with rotten apples in bulk. Now basically what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to go to the orchard to the northwest of Ardung, or just the north of the two Ardungs in general. She's going to give us a sieve, so it'll come in handy later. So now we're going to go through the door. I'm going to put back on my mask just because it's quite cool. And we're going to run north, then west in a line, and then north in a line. You'll be able to see from the map on screen. We're going to run past the combat training center, or training camp should I say, sorry, not center. And then we're going to go into the next field over. Right, okay, so once you arrive in the field, what you're going to want to do is take 2 of these barrels. You're going to take the first one, and then you're going to use it on the rotten apple pile, and basically you'll scoop some rotten apples into your barrel. You're then going to use it on the big apple barrel in the middle. You're then going to pour your barrel into the big barrel, and then you're going to squish them down, and that's going to make a mush. So your player will automatically go around the other side and get the apple barrel. We're going to do that again, so you're going to pick up another barrel, and you're going to do the same process over again. Get the apples, use the rotten apples on the apple barrel, jump on them. The jumping and the collecting is actually done automatically, so and that should be that done now. Right, so now what, for this next bit we're going to have to get some tar. So what you're going to do is take, I would recommend taking another 2 barrels. Hopefully we can do this in 2 attempts. You can do it in 1 attempt if you're good, but I'm just going to take a second one for extra precaution. What you're going to want to do is teleport back out to Tyras, or if you have to charter a ship, out to Port Tyras. I'm just going to teleport there with the lodestone, and what we're going to be doing is we're going to be filling these barrels up here with some tar, so that we can sort of distill it and help with these rotten apples. That's why we'll be heading out to Remington in a second. Right, okay, so now that I've arrived in Tyras, what you're going to want to do with your barrels is you're just going to want to run south down here, and basically there's the option here to take tar, which is the left click option, and then basically it says you're going to need something to hold the coal tar, so use your barrel on the tar, and then this will fill your barrel with the tar. Fill up the other 2 barrels, so that means you now have 2 apple barrels and 2 barrels of coal. Now what we're going to want to do is head out to Remington, so the best way I would say is to use the Port Serum teleport. You can also use, if you're using runes, use the Falador teleports. You can also use the Lumbridge achievement diary ring number 2 or 3 I think it is, to teleport to the cabbage patch in between Draenor and Port Serum. Now I've teleported out here to Port Serum. What you're going to want to do is just make your way to Remington. Make your way to the player own house portal, and then from there you're actually going to want to continue west. I'm just about to run past this portal here. As you see here, this is the portal, and then you're going to want to continue running to your west, and you will eventually come across the distillery here. It is this object to the side of the house. Right, okay, so this bit here I found quite difficult. It took me, this is my second attempt. As you can see, my inventory is a bit different, but some people find it real easy. What you want to do is you use your tar on the distillery pipe thing. It's not called that, but use it on that, and basically it'll come up with this interface. Now what you want to do is you want to add a piece of coal initially, and then you want to turn the wheel on the left hand side round to the right. Then what you want to do is do the same with the other wheel while adding coal. So you want to sort of make sure that the pressure pointer on the left will stay the same, but the other pointer you want to make sure that it's sort of in between the 12 and 3, very most 4 o'clock position, and that'll help fill the green bar at the bottom. Once that's filled, then you can close out of the tab, and that'll be you with the barrel of Napatha. Right, okay, so that's us now done that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to mix the barrel of apples and mix the barrel of Napatha together to make that Napatha apple mix. Then we're going to use the sieve on that, and that's basically going to take something out, and that is going to create us some toxic Napatha. Now for this, basically what we're going to do is cook it. Do not, and I repeat, do not cook it on a fire. I've heard that it basically will explode and you lose some health. So what you can do is you're going to want to go cook it on a range. Now you can do this in Western Ardung, which we'll be heading to in a minute. However, there's one here in Rimington which I'm quickly just going to cook it on. And basically that's going to give us some toxic gunpowder, or toxic powder, sorry. So now basically what you're going to want to do is going to want to make your way to Ardung. What I did was I used the Ardung lodestone and I actually banked, and then I arrived outside the Ardung West Gate. Once you finally get to here, go into Ardung, and what we're going to be doing is we're going to be placing this powder in like grains of rice, I'm pretty sure, around the city. Not too difficult. So the first location here is off just a sort of main square, just the building here to the north. Going to go in the double doors and then the first door on your left. You're then going to use your toxic gunpowder on the grain stack, it doesn't matter which one, and there you go, place it in there. Now for this second one, it's a bit more tricky to get to. What you're going to need to do is you're going to need to run southwest from that location in the middle square. Continue running southwest until you come onto sort of a straight street, and then you're going to want to go right up to the end of that. And then there'll be a sort of house with some green stacks outside of it, and basically what you want to do is you want to use your toxic powder in one of these green stacks, and that'll be the other one hidden, and basically what that'll do is that'll sort of hide and be disguised in with the grain. Once you've done that, you're going to head back to the head Mourner. Okay, so once you've arrived back at the head Mourner, basically just talk to him. You can skip through all the stuff, it's not overly exciting. And it'll eventually come up with congratulations, quest complete. Now the quest rewards are 2 quest points, 25,000 constitution experience, 25,000 feeding experience, and you also get 2 treasure keys, or known as the daily spins. That's that quest complete long last. I'll just quickly here check the quest log. That's part 1 done. Part 2 will be coming soon, so look out for that. Hope you've enjoyed this one, and I'll catch you in the next one. Please leave this video a like rating. It took me around about 4 hours to make this quest guide, so it would really be appreciated. Put a lot of hard work into this. 2 videos you might have missed. These are 2 Runescape videos. My Runescape money making guide, which has actually been doing really well. It's basically a money making guide for members, and it's no to low requirements. You can make up to 2 mil using these methods, so I'd highly recommend going to check it out. It's still in date and the methods are still very profitable. Also there's the Roving Elves quest guide as well, which you might have missed. Both the links will be in the description below. Subscribe for more upcoming RuneScape videos. As you heard, Mourning's Part 2 will be coming out soon, so look forward to that. My name's Hightower 5000 and I'm out.